everybody. My name is Alexandru Vasile. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Romania, and today I am going to be presenting you our system for the automatic screening for systematic reviews that we developed within the space medicine team at the European Space Agency. Currently, I'm a visiting researcher at EPFL with high hopes of becoming an astronaut. And I have developed this project in close collaboration with Marta Hasni, which is currently a master's student at the Technical University of Munich, and in the future she's hoping to complete a PhD. This is the main idea in our team's understanding of the process of systematic reviewing, and because of the huge amounts of data that are usually required in a large-scale process, such as the ones that we conduct here at the Space Medicine team, we need to analyze huge amounts of data. For this, we employ machine learning routines to point us in the right direction. As of now, we only use title and abstract screening to give a score of inclusion or exclusion for the instance that is being analyzed by the machine learning algorithm. Next, the metric that we're trying to maximize is recall, because the last thing that we need are false negatives. This is the main idea behind the machine learning framework. Everything starts with a research question, and that prompts us to go find studies. These studies are then pre-processed with natural language processing algorithms to get rid of redundant words and like punctuation sign, depending on the algorithm that is used. And then the data is transferred in keys, values, and queries, and then these are fed into the BERT transformer model that sits at the heart of our classification model. BERT is used for generating embeddings that are then fed into a classifying neural network that assists the end users, the scientists, the medical experts, with the needed inclusion or exclusion assistance. I'm going to go into the machine learning aspects now by stating that we stand on the shoulders of giants. First, the idea of word embeddings means getting numbers from words, and then recurrent neural networks were used because of their ability to analyze sequential data. And then encoder-decoder frameworks appeared, and this provides us with feature space analysis. Attention then came to life, and this really was a push towards context. Transformers really changed the whole game in deep learning, as many of you may know, and now we can just process whole sentences, whole chunks of text at once, understanding true context. And BERT finally generates context-aware embeddings, which is very nice and actually helps us a lot with the inclusion and exclusion of complex scientific text. This is the main idea behind an autoencoder, and this is the main idea behind the generation of embeddings for BERT. This place, everything starts with an input and an output. BERT only uses the encoder part of the network to obtain a latent space that are the numerical understanding of the neural network of the text that is being inputted. Next, we're going to look at the anatomy of a transformer to really understand how BERT works. So BERT comes from bidirectional encodings, representations from transformers, and for this only the encoder part is needed. Our model was pre-trained on Wikipedia and book corpus in order to understand the very fabric of language, and then it was fine-tuned on our problem for classification. Here we can see a very simple example of language translation in which the input is in German and the output is in English. And if we take a look at the diagram to the left, we can see the clear differentiation between the encoder and the decoder path. And here we see a suggestion as to the actual relationship between the heads of the neural network. The metrics that we have used, I'm going to compare to the metrics. The metrics that we've used are recall, F1 score, the area under the receiver operating curve, and Cohen's kappa coefficient, as well as WSS at a recall of 95%. And we can clearly see that the BERT classification model outperforms the LSTM that was previously used for this project in nearly all regards. Next, I'm going to present you some qualitative results from which we can draw the conclusion that everything about using transformers is just better than what we had in the past with natural language processing. So we also have some other nice to haves. So for example, by applying transformers to the workflow, we get a whole new range of possibilities, among which the most exciting could be multimodal learning. This means that we can also learn from graphs and images. Now, because we employ a state-of-the-art machine learning model, this is actually very cool for leading the research in the scientific community and programming communities as well, and could be more attractive for funding, since we can also access help towards the development of such algorithms as well. And of course, it is great to be part of this new wave of leading research in the field of automated screening. The lessons that we've learned, Marta and I, during this project are very valuable, because the first one, from a technical point of view, of course, we learned about transformer-based machine learning, international cooperation, and of course scientific writing, especially within the space agency. This has been a great opportunity. For the next step, we're going to actually try to put the algorithm on the cloud for everybody to use, and then move towards explainable AI to really see the parts of data that the neural network considered for inclusion and exclusion. Here you can see the points that I've just made in text form, with the added point of for example, experimentation. So we want to solve even more the class imbalance problem, and to do, for example, from an ease of use point of view, move towards, for example, towards accessibility even with a graphical user interface. But first we can think about more programming oriented availability conditions, such as making it into a Python package or even developing connections with APIs from various paper searching tools. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm ready for your questions.